Good morning. I am Laura Adams. I am a homeschooler of two girls, a rising sixth grader and a rising eighth grader. I cannot believe I have two kids that are in middle school. It is crazy. Um, Along the way, we have had numerous curriculums that we've tried and things that worked for us, maybe some things that didn't. But along the way, I decided that I would do what I wish that I had done for me, which would be to tell you guys if I find a curriculum that is amazing that I think that you guys should try. I wish that I had seen somebody post curriculums that were great and that I just was like, wow, I need that. So I hope to do that for you. The thing that I'm going to talk about today is Rebecca Spooner's More Than Words. This is a Bible curriculum. It's about $30 ish, I think. They have two different levels that I believe. One is for younger kids, one is for older. My kids this past year were in fifth and seventh grade, so we did level two. This is what it looks like. It's a very thick book. It offers a lot of different things. So Rebecca Spooner is a mom of five children. She lives in northern British Columbia, and she was homeschooled herself and now homeschools all of her other children and is also a blogger. If you ever go onto YouTube and you look her up, you won't be disappointed. She is so knowledgeable about different curriculums, and she just has a faith that just pours out of her, and who doesn't want to see that? Those are the kinds of people that I want to surround myself with, that's for sure. So about her curriculum, she has each of her five kids, and along like week one, it will say Caleb's story, and week two, is one of her other children's stories, and it just goes on, and her children are kind of telling a story about their life and their experiences homeschooling, and through that you're actually learning scriptures. You do everything from poetry to art to hymn study, scripture studies every single week, crossword puzzles, and all different kinds of things. I mean, we're talking art, poems, hymns, scripture, you name it. So really it's like an all-inclusive curriculum, but it is solely a Bible study. So it's kind of neat that it incorporates all of those. It will also give you like supply lists that you can go over. And again, you don't need to do all these things, but my kids absolutely love doing all of them. As a sneak peek, that kind of takes you on a spies type of adventure, and the kids are put together their little spy kits, and each week they're kind of working on things, and like let's see if my mom is doing something good this week, and then I'm going to jot it down and put it in my spy journal. And they're kind of watching the Bible unfold through just things that they see every day. So that's a part of it, but only a very, very small part. Things that it says that you need would be a journal, a dictionary, thesaurus, a spy kit, which is string, binoculars, duct tape, magnifying glass, highlighters, Post-its, tape, paint brushes, things like that. So, like I said, it starts off, this is week one, and it starts off with Caleb's story. So he'll go into a little story about himself, about his family, about his journey through homeschooling, whatever it may be. He'll go through his little spiel, and my kids love hearing their stories. Their stories are adventurous and fun, and one time, I believe it was one of their daughters told a story about them building a snow fort out of snowballs, and it all comes back around to God and God's plan. And I'm not going to let you know what the story revealed, but it's really fun for the children to learn through another child in a way. Rebecca Spooner obviously has written this because she wants you to know the memory verses, and she definitely gives you scripture to relate to, but she also is letting her children poke through a little bit so that your children can be inspired by other children that are doing the same thing as them. And my kids really enjoyed that. They really enjoyed like hearing of peers that they've never even met that are doing the same thing and believing in the same thing that they are. And I think that that's huge. So with that, it will talk about a little bit of the scripture, and then what are your thoughts on that? And then, like this part, will say, write or narrate a short prayer asking God to teach you more about who he is in the week. And then up here, it always has memory work. So this memory work is for Matthew 3:17. And within the book, at the end of the book, way in the back, it actually has little cutouts. So it has a memory verse, and you cut them out, and that way you have note cards. So as you're working through the week, you can work on your memory verses. And the neat thing is that as you remember them, there is a checkoff. So you can go through and check off the ones that you've actually memorized. So that's a really neat, fun thing for them to work for. Through this scripture study, it will then review who is this chapter about. It was about Jesus and John. Where is Jesus baptized? And then it will tell you fill in the blank of what you think the answer is. So again, it's challenging the children to really take in what they read and put it down on paper. You can ask your teacher what medium you're allowed to use, pens, pencils, markers, etc., to create a picture of a father to help you remember that God is your Father in heaven. And this is what my daughter did. It said, God is telling my pops to take us to church, so he is taking us. And then it says, off to church we go. And again, it's just really encouraging them to build that relationship with God and within themselves to just become stronger, independent children who just pride themselves in their relationship with Christ. There's coloring pages. Thesaurus treasure hunts. Find a synonym for humble. Find an antonym for humble. What does the Bible say? We can find what our Bible says about being humble. Choose 2 verses from the list and learn about more about humility. And then it gives them options. They pick 2, and then they can write about what they realized in that chapter about being humble. So it just does this all the way through the book. It just has different missions. So example, the spy kit that I was telling you about, at the end of every week, it gives you a more than words mission. So the mission is part of the spy thing I was telling you about. This week particular, it says, this week your mission is all about love. In preparation for your mission, you need to spy on your family. Today, try to watch them and see if you can catch someone in the act of loving one another. Maybe your mom snuggles with your little brother or sister, or maybe your brother takes the time to teach you something. Write it down in your notebook and don't say anything. We can show the love of God by our actions. It is the fruit in our lives that naturally comes from being with God. So my kids had their little spy kits. They had a little drawer in their little cubbies back here, and they absolutely love this. I would find them like sneaking around the house and I didn't know what they were doing. And they were so proud of this book that they wouldn't tell me what it said. So I could help them like remember their verses, or I would help them read a little bit. Not that they needed help reading, but just doing it as a family. But when it came to these missions, I was not allowed to have any part of it. They were just all about it and so independent and really enjoying doing these missions that Rebecca Spooner's kids set out for them. So it's just a really fun book. I do think that with this book, More Than Words, my 5th grader, this past year, she was in 5th grade. I do think that this was a perfect age group for her. She loved it. It was very kid-friendly. The challenges weren't too hard. The writing and remembering the verses wasn't too hard. The art and stuff like that she got to do through it, she loved. Writing poems, she loved. She'd have to read a verse throughout the Bible. It would give them an option, like read this or this, and then write a poem about it. She loved doing things like that. However, my 7th grader, although she loved it, it seemed to kind of be on the border of boring her a little bit. She loved to learn about it, and she loved their stories, and she most definitely loved being a spy. However, the work definitely seemed more geared to my 11-year-old. My daughter just turned 13, and she's now like the cool teenager, and this is a little young for her, in my opinion. I actually haven't even looked into if they have one for older children. I'm not sure if they do yet. But if you are looking for a book that would be great for an elementary school child, this is great. It allows you to read the Bible. It allows you to work on memory work. It allows you to be creative with art and drawing and painting and writing poems and writing short stories and just building a closer relationship with not only God, but with your family. So I just think that this is a really strong, fun, easy curriculum that it doesn't take a whole lot of time. Each day, it's just, a couple pages every day. And it's just really something that they enjoyed. But again, I think that it's best for elementary school aged kids. If you have a middle schooler, they may be a little bit on the border of being too old for this book. So if you guys have any questions about More Than Words by Rebecca Spooner, I encourage you to ask any questions. If you want to see more pictures or you want me to let you know certain pages or opinions on things, by all means, please let me know. There's picture studies, there's Bible studies, there's art that you can do, just all different things that she incorporates in this book. You can tell that she put a lot of work and a lot of effort into covering multiple different genres within a solid Bible curriculum that is great for kids of that age. I've seen so many Bible studies or Bible curriculums that are kind of geared towards older children. If you ask a 7, 8, 9-year-old to read the Bible, are they going to be able to truly understand and take away from what it's telling you or what it's trying to teach you? Maybe not, unless they're reading a children's Bible. So with that, my children read children's Bibles, but it's more of like the adventure Bible is for their age group, but it's not a little kid Bible. So this is just a fun way to take what they're actually reading and put it into real life circumstances and real life adventures. So I would recommend this for elementary school kids. And like I said, there are level 1, level 2. I'm not sure if there's a level 3. But with that being said, More Than Words. You should go check it out. And again, check out Rebecca Spooner on YouTube. You won't be disappointed. Her curriculum reviews and all that are so in depth. She's so good. This is nothing compared to what she will give you. Mine is just my personal opinion. I have nothing to compare it to as far as having a bunch of things set before you and saying, hey, I like this and this and this from this one and this and this and this from this one. I am just telling you, we use this curriculum. We enjoyed this curriculum and what ages I think it would be good for, and just showing you little sample pages. But Rebecca Spooner will go into crazy amounts of detail, and you won't be disappointed if you are truly looking for somebody to show you curriculums and give you excellent reviews. So I hope you go check her out. And again, I am in no way affiliated with More Than Words, or I don't even know Rebecca Spooner. It's just something that I came across and I found helpful. So just keep that in mind. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.